welcome to video number 2. My name is Chris from ChristopherHall.com, and in this video again we're going to be looking at how to overcome low back aches and pains, and we're going to be talking about exercise for low back pain, because in video 2 I talked about exercise for low back pain as not being sort of the traditional go to the gym type exercise. Step 1 in the sort of 7-step process to overcoming low back pain is removing the cause. So if we're sitting or sitting stationary for long periods of time, we may be not able to remove the sitting element, but we can certainly remove the stationary element, and we can sort of move our body around. We can sit back, sit forward, sit to the right, sit to the left, whatever it needs to be, and we can remove that sort of cause of low back pain. So that's sort of step number 1 of 7. What I'm going to talk about next is sort of the next 3 steps. I'm going to talk about it as one. And it's more now we're talking about sort of a rehabilitation. So you've been experiencing low back pain, and we want to sort of remove it completely, let's say, out of the back. Now with this one we need to sort of look at our structure, and as you can see on the screen we've got a picture of the front of the body and a picture of the back of the body. So what we've got here is obviously our core, which goes from our ball and socket joint, which is here in the hips, to our ball and socket joint here in the shoulders. So everything inside this is known as our core. Now what we have to do is there's 3 things. Number 1 is we have to create what would be a neutral spine. Number 2 is build endurance in the core. And number 3 is we need to create control in a neutral posture with good endurance. So sort of step number 2 is being strong in that neutral posture, which is the natural S curves of the spine. Number 2 is build endurance in the core, and the reason we need to build endurance in the core is because everything we do involves our core muscles. If we're lifting something from the floor, it involves our core muscles and our legs. If we're pushing a door open, it involves our arms and our core. If we're pulling a door open, it involves our arms and our core. So where the arms and legs may change, the core is always involved. So what we need to be able to do is we need sort of that strong neutral posture, but also we need to build endurance so it can cope with everything that we do in the day. So it's not fatiguing and it's not left in a sense vulnerable to that injury. So number 1 is neutral spine, number 2 is build endurance in the core, and then once we understand what those 2 are, we then need control. So as we start moving around, we need to be able to maintain that sort of posture with control. Okay, so those are sort of very briefly the next 3 steps. So that's video 1 was obviously step number 1. This video was steps 2, 3 and 4. And if you join me in the next video, we are going to be talking about the final 5 step 5, 6 and 7. Okay, many thanks, and I'll speak to you in the next video.